Today we are diving into an Invoker League starter build from one of our creators here at Mobalytics, KevlarPeterson. The Invoker has seen some huge ups and some huge downs across all 3 leagues so far, but with update 0.3 things seem to be going in the right direction. This brings us to the Monk's backbone, its bread and butter, the faithful Ice Strike and Tempest Bell. Yes, both have been nerfed since 0.1, but now they're back and better than ever thanks to the new support gems and the updated passive tree. You've got freezes, stuns, lunges, and badass spin attacks, so what more could you ask for? Ice Strike has the ability to shatter enemies in an instant, easily generating these strikes for the Tempest Bell. Now you might be thinking the Bell was nerfed in 0.2. Yes it was, but with the slight buffs and the ability to stack attack speed as well as ancestrally boosting Ice Strike, the Bell is the go-to button to deal with bosses. 4 hits, drop the Bell, and go all out. If you run out, drop another one with the overabundant support gem. Then we have Falling Thunder, which is a melee skill that sends out waves of projectiles in a cone, and with the addition of Nova projectiles and Ricochet 3, these waves not only go in every direction, but also bounce off everything, carrying a lit fuse for Herald of Thunder and Ash to work their magic. So if you're looking for an enjoyable and aesthetically pleasing hard-hitting and crowd-clearing build, you might want to give this one a try. So you want to use Ice Strike to freeze your enemies to gain a power charge, which can then be used to activate Charged Staff. Charged Staff will then apply Shock, which will then proc Herald of Thunder. Using the power charges generated from a combo, use Falling Thunder to create screen-wide clears. If you don't have any charges ready and you need some, use Hand of Chayula to get the charges back and then rinse and repeat. With Hand of Chayula, if you're using Combat Frenzy with Resonance, you'll get a power charge if you socket Sniper's Mark into the hand. If you don't want to run Combat Frenzy and Resonance, you can add Culmination and the new lineage support Aelith Chimes to also generate power charges too. Culmination will stack combo until use, which gives you 3% damage per combo, and this really helps to take down bosses. Speaking of taking down bosses, if you remove Nova projectiles from Falling Thunder, you can literally one-shot them. For equipment, Kevlar suggests that any quarterstaff will be fine, but a Gothic quarterstaff gives you a higher base crit than other options. Physical damage is great as you progress through, but you'll want a mix of physical, elemental, and flat damage to maximize your DPS. Towards the endgame, if you want to go into crit, add crit chance, and if not, spec into as much combo potential, elemental damage, evasion, and energy shield as you can. So when you get yourself a quarterstaff at the beginning of the game, you'll get your quarterstaff strike, which deals decent damage and is perfect for when you're low on mana. So we can actually keep this until we get Ice Strike or Tempest Fury. As soon as you get your second skill gem, go for Glacial Cascade, with Martial Tempo and Glaciation being great support gems to go for. For bossing, grab Tempest Bell, as this gives large amounts of physical damage, stun, and freezes bosses using ailments, plus Ice Nova will give a lot of freeze build up too. You can also remove Glaciation from Glacial Cascade and put it into Ice Nova for even more damage to bosses. As soon as you have reached level 14 with either Ice Strike or Tempest Flurry, either of these will carry you through right towards the endgame. Ice Strike support gems will be Martial Tempo, Concentrated Effect, and Ambush, which all work really well, and you can potentially drop Cold Attunement from Nova and put it into Ice Strike for even more DPS. Don't forget, if you're struggling with mana, feel free to socket Inspiration. Let's also have a quick look at some core key notables in the passive tree. You'll want Flow Like Water for Dex, Int, and attack and cast speed, Mindful Awareness for evasion and energy shield to bolster your defensive power, Step Like Mist for mana regen along with more Dex and Int and some move speed, Crash Wave for damage amp after critting, and finally Essence of the Mountain for more cold damage and freeze buildup. You can also take Siphon if you're struggling with your mana, and another node that can boost damage significantly is Concussive Attacks. Overall, this build is relatively easy to play, it breezes through the campaign and packs great boss damage and clear. It can be a little bit mana hungry at times, and it's a bit more risky than some players prefer with its close quarters combat, but once you get the hang of it, it's a lot of fun and it's extremely rewarding. Plus, this build also works with Hollow Palm too. Remember to check out the build in full using the link below, and head to Kevlar's own channel to see his in-depth video breakdowns of the build as he updates and progresses it throughout this league. Thanks for watching guys, have fun with the build if you're going to give it a try, and we'll catch you in the next one. Take care.